I fire up Steam and sometimes play CS2 thinking, how I hate Valve. Or I pull out the Steam Deck and fire up PO2 in any place in the world and think to myself, how I hate Valve. But why exactly?
I can't tell you how many women work at Valve, or people of colour, or non-binary folks, or those who identify as LGBTQ, or disabled people, because, well, Valve is a private company and it doesn't need to disclose those numbers, and also it didn't respond to our own requests for those figures. However, multiple interviewees that we spoke to described the company as having an enormous lack of diversity, even by games industry standards. Valve is, I'm told, extremely white and extremely male.
The lower down the ladder you go, the more quote-unquote diverse it becomes. And the higher up you go, the whiter and male it becomes.
Later in this video, such a situation is described as a problem.
Exactly. What is it about Valve that makes this problem even worse?
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to belong to the modern audience, you must hate a company that discriminates against women and minorities in such an open way. This is not CD Projekt or Ubisoft, which offers numerous trainings for women and non-binary people, so that the industry is as diversified as possible. I had an amazing troll idea to start recording materials with a very flattering opinion on everything Sweet Baby Incorporated believes in, so that they contact me as a consulting company and deepen my scripts. But let's go to the point. It's not a fresh news that the gaming industry is struggling with considerable problems, as evidenced by over 25,000 layoffs in the last 2 years. And among this mess of unwanted productions and expected layoffs stands Valve, the true example of a good company management. But the People Make Games channel, which released the material What's It Really Like Working at Valve in 2023, has a different opinion. If you have watched my previous video, you can probably guess why this documentary has just returned to the trending topics among gamers and why it currently has the overwhelming number of thumbs down. As mentioned in this video, Valve is a private company and it does not have to meet the requirements of investors. Therefore, it doesn't have to share information about how diverse the staff is, and it's none of anyone's business as long as they are not proven to be racist when hiring, as was the case with Obsidian Entertainment and their art director Matt Hansen. Fortunately, the journalist managed to get to the heart of the problem.
I feel like they've passed a critical mark. It used to be that there were maybe 10 or 15% women in the development teams, so nobody was usually the only woman in the room. But definitely now, I think they've dipped below that point.
While I was there was never more than one female programmer at the company.
It was also pointed out to me that although certain parts of the company are staffed predominantly by women, like HR and finance, which are much more clearly defined roles, those people, because they're clearly defined roles, have less freedom to move between projects or change their role entirely, as say an engineer might.
So that you can understand what the whole point is. According to this article published on The Verge, Valve employed 336 people in 2021. Here we can already see a huge difference compared to Ubisoft or EA, where numbers of the employees is counted in tens of thousands. Valve in such a context could be considered a small family company, divided into 4 parts. Administration, then game development, Steam and hardware. And on the corresponding positions, people earn an average of $4.5 million per year, 1,960,000 and 430,000. That's why Valve is a dream place for many, with job stability and a good paycheck. It's hard to believe these numbers, but considering that each employee brings to the company an average of 15 million in profit, it becomes much more understandable. So it's possible to believe that with great responsibility comes a great paycheck. And now, with all this information, you want to tell me that one of the best performing companies on the gaming market does not employ women in high positions? This is the moment when the average viewer begins to wonder whether this material is for diversity in the industry or against. People Make Games claims that the company can't be run well if it doesn't have enough minorities at every level. So basically it doesn't follow the DEI principles. Valve, on the other hand, clearly states in its job offer that Candidates will be considered without regard to race, religion, color, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, age, family status, veteran status, or disability status. So who is practicing true equality? A company that looks only at experience when hiring candidates, or maybe people who want to create artificial requirements in the recruitment? Who benefits from lowering employment standards just to fill the statistics, because it certainly is not Valve. The only people who care about this are those who would never get this job in the first place, because let's be honest, they lack the required skills, and those who at least want to get a little attention and praise for drawing attention to the lack of DEI in the gaming industry, so that someone will say, yes, you're a good person, but now we have to fire you. You are replaced by someone more diverse. And when you start to adapt to those requirements, you create a game like Suicide Squad. On the other side of the barricade, we have Valve, which is not afraid to experiment, releasing a game like Half-Life Alyx, the goal of which was not so much to earn money for itself, but to advertise the VR Valve Index. And what's the funniest part, they fulfilled this goal and the game earned for itself and even made some profit. Besides that, in the video the recruitment process at Valve is called too difficult, which according to the creator makes it even less likely that a non-binary person will be hired.
The hiring process is so incredibly stringent and so difficult to pass people through, you're even less likely to get a diverse group of people at the end of it.
You get it, right? If your job duties are to create complex 3D models, then the author expects that modeling a Toy Story boy should guarantee you a position. Welcome aboard, a brilliant business plan. And this video also insinuates that only then would the company be managed well. This is perfect, because literally yesterday I came across an article discussing the rumor that the vast majority of developers at Ubisoft are dead weight and don't know how to do anything. Wait, but what was I talking about? Yes. The creator of this video explained on Twitter the dissatisfaction of some employees with the lack of diversity. Some of this frustration boiled over following the murder of George Floyd in 2020. Many believed a public statement in support of Black Lives Matter was needed, but this was ultimately blocked in favor of a $10,000 payout to all employees for them to donate as they saw fit. The company decided to not get involved in activism and just focus on making games, so it supported employees in their beliefs, allowing them to support whatever cause they wanted. But that's too bad, because, as you'll hear in this video itself, Valve claims of all the people at this company who aren't your boss, Gabe is the most not your boss. But when a big political decision is needed to be made, a hierarchy does seem to reveal itself. No, you genius, that's exactly what the independence of this company means, because it doesn't have political beliefs that would be imposed on employees who wants to keep their jobs. If it would be Ubisoft, you would be posting exactly this what CEO was posting last week. Instead, you're simply given the opportunity to support what you truly believe in. But I forget that wonderful statement that if you are not our friend, you are our enemy. And now kind of an advertisement, not sponsored at all. If you want to support this channel, you can buy a cool game on Instant Gaming from my link. The best deals I found this week were Blasphemous 2, Robocop and Resident Evil Village. I remember that I bought it from PlayStation 5 from Turkey for that much. Thanks a lot. In the meantime, the carousel of laughter does not stop, because in the next tweets of this geezer we read: given Valve's role as the owner of Steam, the world's largest PC games marketplace, how this company makes its decisions matters. That's really the driving force behind our whole report. Okay, let's sum up what are the problematic decisions made by Valve, a private company not accountable to shareholders. Hiring people based on their skill, not just on how they were born or what they think of themselves. Too difficult recruitment process that often eliminates minorities, and not getting involved in political matters. In my day, it was called common sense. I don't know how about you, but I'm very happy with how Steam works, despite the fact that 79 people are working on it, steaming like crazy. I'm also happy with how Steam Deck works, which is in turn worked on by 41 people. And finally, when you are mad about how CS2 works, then think that there are probably 30-40 developers working on it tops, unless something big is happening and they need more people. But as Valve claims, they are not good at mentoring, so you will only find seniors there. This company has such a developed brand that it even writes that it cannot and does not know how to organize mentoring, so you should not expect to end up there if you're just learning. But at the same time, it also reduces the possibility that you will get some weird notifications during a match that some community manager fucks your mom or something. And Valve may turn out to be the winner in this whole situation because trends regarding games are starting to bend the other way. Now, developers have to hide DEI related content in their games until release because they fear that it will reduce their profits. They agree to spend hundreds of millions on their games that are closed after a month. And in the midst of all this, Valve stands with its Steam Deck, shrugging off the politics and the modern audience. If you want to tag your game LGBTQ+, go ahead, those are your financial results. If you want to work for our company, we invite you, just go through our recruitment process first. Can you imagine if they made recruitment process to Navy SEALs the same like a recruitment process to Walmart employee? Would you like to see such a special team in action? And what do you think about all this situation? Are Valve racists who block the beliefs of their employees, or do you support the way this company currently operates? The comment section is yours, and I will see you in the next material. Don't forget to subscribe or leave a like, I'm just starting. And for now,
at valvesoftware.com and have fun.